convinced me to continue reading these fantasy series because these are the fantasy series that have fallen through the cracks whilst I pick up other books and other series I've kind of forgotten about them. These are the kind of series that some of them I'm not really that excited about, I'm not really that interested in because I couldn't really get on with them. But some of them I really enjoy, but I just keep pushing them further and further down my TBR. The first one is ACOTAR by Sarah J. Maas. I didn't really get on with the first book, I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't think it was that good. I've been told the second book gets better. I'm just not interested in picking it up. But I do feel like I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't ask you guys whether I should pick this up or not, or whether I should continue. I just found the first book very tropey, and I found it very cliche, and I found it very cringy at points. I've been told that is kind of a thing within the first book, and the second book gets better. And whilst I'm not inherently interested in the story so far, I am someone that doesn't like romance within my fantasy books, but I don't actually have that much exposure to it. I don't know, I'm just not interested in continuing the series, so that's kind of the point of this video. That's the whole reason they're in this video. Next up is Legends and Lattes by Baldree. Yes, I did like this book. I did find it a little bit on the fence of whether it was actually cozy fantasy or save the world kind of fantasy. And I feel like the second book, or the prequel I guess you could call it, is going to be kind of the same recipe and same formula as this book, so I'm not necessarily intrigued on picking it up. When I do get in the mood for cozy fantasy, it probably will be the one I pick up, but I'm not excited about that thought, you know what I mean? Then we have Priory of the Orange Tree. This was a book I read the first 250 pages of and just couldn't get into. I had no idea what was going on. The characters, I didn't find them engaging, but I've been told it does get better once you get past the 300, 400 page mark, which I know that's a turn off as it is, but I've read the first 250 pages. I need some motivation to continue this because I don't necessarily want to say, oh, I DNF'd it because I didn't like it. I want to figure out why I didn't like it, or maybe whether you guys can change my mind, or maybe whether rereading it or getting further past the point that I read it to will change my mind. Then we have Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. Yes, I know, I do need to finish this. I probably will finish this year. I really enjoyed the first two books, so it's not convinced me to read it because I didn't enjoy it. It's more of a convinced me to move it up my TBR because I need to finish the trilogy. The reason why it's on this list and the reason why I haven't finished it yet is because the first two books were so slow paced. I really enjoyed it in that, but this is like 860 pages of slow paced. So I'm kind of apprehensive to pick it up because it will take me like twice as long because it's slow paced than reading other books will, you know what I mean? And then finally, the Old Kingdom series by Garth. I read Sabriel, really enjoyed it, but I feel like this being a standalone by itself as the first book really puts you off continuing the series. I've started a story and I finished a story in this whole book. I know I like the world. I don't necessarily want to go into this new storyline with new characters when I've spent the whole time learning about these. But again, that might be my ignorance of not actually knowing much about this book or about this series. So those were 5 fantasy series that I need you guys to convince me to continue reading, whether it be because they've fallen through the cracks or I'm just not really that interested in them. I feel like I need more opinions on them. So genuinely let me know, should I continue them? Should I skip any of them in the comments? Make sure to like, make sure to follow. We are very close to hitting 10,000 followers. So happy goddamn reading.